finna been an interesting morning so far. I never have hunted this spot. I came and scouted it a couple years ago. And man, it was rough getting in here this morning, let me tell you. So behind me and kind of along this corridor here is an oak flat. Behind the camera here is a ridge. And on the bench on the other side of that ridge is like CRP, like tree planting. So my plan was to get up on top of that ridge and try to hunt some bedding. I'm assuming that they deer will bed up there. So I was going to try to get up there and hunt. But man, I was walking through bamboo and thickets, making all types of racket. And then I got up there, and the grass up there was so tall, I wouldn't have had any shots sitting on the ground. So I called an audible. Came down here to this flat. And I mean, we're talking, I sat down at shooting light. I had planned on being here for 30 minutes before. But I sat down at shooting light. I get my stuff off, get on the ground, start hearing something right over here. Sure enough, there's a deer walking. It was still too dark for me to tell what it was or how far it was even. So I didn't get a shot. But it was walked around, stood over here for a bit, and then just kind of wandered off. It didn't blow, it didn't run, none of that. That's the type of luck I got right there. Walking to a spot, just making the most racket possible, and sit down right next to a deer, and not get a shot at it. It's about 30 minutes after shooting light now. It's just after 7. 45 degrees this morning. Whew, man, you talk about October cold front. This one's just doing it right. Man, I done left my binoculars, my rangefinder at the rig. I was struggling this morning. Well, now that was pretty tough. It's 8 o'clock right now. I hadn't seen anything but a bunch of squirrels. But I just started to move. Just around this tree to kind of be facing more around this flat, since I didn't figure I'd see anything up on this ridge. And no sooner than I picked my foot up to move it, I had something blow at me up on top of the ridge and run off. I mean, the second my foot left the ground. These squirrels playing tricks on a young fella's ears. Dang, I can't believe that. I don't know what it was. I didn't see it. I just heard it blow and run off up there on that ridge. Whew, that's tough. Well, folks, it is 9:15. Still hadn't seen anything else. I did finally get shifted over to the other side of that tree, this tree though, so it's nice, got to get a little bit more out of the sun. The wind's picked up a good bit here in the past 45 minutes or so. I think it's only blowing about 10 miles an hour. I just checked the weather app, but it started about 8:30, blowing a little bit more. Earlier forecast was saying it was going to be a north wind all day, a true north wind. But it had a lot of west in that wind earlier. At least it did over here. Planning on sitting till about 10, barring any other situations I get myself into. And then I'm gonna go do a couple things on the property before a evening sit today. So still got a little bit more time, and then of course still got the evening sit. Still gotta figure out where I'm gonna go for that too. All this and more up next. Alright folks, well it's a little after 10 o'clock now, so I'm gonna start slipping on out and get back up to the rig. Real quick before I left though, I did go up on top of this ridge here, check out that bench, and it's funny, the part I was getting stuck up at this morning trying to get in, it was all thick and everything, and I mean right next to it, it was just open, easy as could be to get up there. But anyhow, I went up there, and I mean it is crazy thick. It has grown so much in the I just looked at it earlier. It's been about 1.5 years since I've been in here. And the amount of growth in that 1.5 years is crazy. So I don't think it's too huntable at all, really. So I think it's so thick. I'm sure deer are using it for bedding somewhere in there. So I think hunting this flat off beside it is probably about the best move for this spot here. But no luck today, unless we see something on the way out. But it's about time. Like I said, I got a few things I need to get done at the property today, and then time to figure out what's going on for evening sit. So this right here is the spot I was hunting. I was right there at those trees, and I mean there's all types of oaks in here. Look at this here swamp chestnut though. She's a beaut. We'll be so gonna need some water for duck season. Bio is low. Oh my lord, those crane things scare me every time. Well folks, I'm back in the woods for the afternoon now. I came up to this this other piece of property that I had in a few videos back there that's in the middle of a WMA, and this is the one stand I've ever found on it right here. As you can tell, it's about grown into that tree now, and it's just pretty cool. But check this out. Look how big that cypress tree is right in front of it. Man, that thing is a monster. But it's still early. I mean, it is 2 o'clock right now, so we still got 5 hours, a little over 5 hours of light left. So I think what I'm gonna do is sit down at this cypress tree for a bit and maybe look through those camera cards I pulled at the property. Maybe do that and see where we go from there. Well, I don't think my patience is gonna win in this situation. I checked them camera cards and had some good bucks on there. A couple in daylight, so that was good to see. But it is 2:17 right now, so that didn't take me very long at all. And I checked on the map, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and slip on back farther into these woods and probably end up back on the public land on the other side. There is a duck hole down there I kind of want to check on since I'm in the area, and then I found something on maps that kind of looks interesting for me, so I think I'm gonna head down that way. The good thing is I've got the wind in my face going that way, so I shouldn't blow anything up or any of that. So I guess let's get to hoofing it again. Well folks, I'm set up for the evening sit today. It's 2:45 right now. Still got a northwest wind. Seems like it's still about 10 miles an hour. I think the weather earlier said it was going to slow down about 5 or so. But I'm actually set up in a stand, oddly enough. I was walking through our spot here in the middle of this public, and I knew we had one stand on here, and I am just on the corner of the property. And I get to walking down this lane, and I was thinking, man, this seems like an awful clear road or something almost. And then I get to a spot, and it crosses another one that cuts right back out that way. And I look up, and sure enough, there's this lean-on stand right here. Look for some game cameras, I'm thinking somebody's got this spot set up this year. I don't see any cameras. I get to looking at the straps, and they're about grown into the tree. So I'm thinking this might be, this is definitely a stand somebody set years ago. And I'm curious if it's from the same person that used to lease out our woods back in the day. This lean-on kind of looks like some that he had out there and never got. So it kind of makes me wonder. But anyways, we're set up in it. Like I said, I got a lane out in front of me here, and I got a lane right over here. One's kind of going south and one's going like northeast. Bunch of oak trees here in this area. Bunch of oak trees in these woods so far. A ton. There's a ton of acres on the ground. So I'm hoping that this little junction of these two trails here will kind of be a hot spot in all this. Alright folks, well it's about 5 o'clock right now. Hadn't seen anything yet. Not really even too many squirrels. But feels like the temperature's kind of starting to drop here. So hopefully that'll get them up on their feet. Well, folks, just got back up to the rig, everything packed up, clothes changed, all that. Never did see anything tonight. Not a single thing. Just a couple raccoons and some squirrels, but not a single deer. Well, it was a fun day in the woods today. Kind of wish there was some fruit for the labor, but that's all right. That's hunting, and it was a beautiful day. Really enjoyed being out in creation. So, appreciate you guys watching. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you next time.